Oh, what's good, everyone? Welcome back to Straight Betting. We are officially live. You guys know what it is. It's a live stream today, of course, and it's Tuesday. And guys, on Tuesday and Thursday, we are going to do these little watch-alongs. So I sent a little post, and I'm sure it will take a little bit of time to get used to and stuff. But these Tuesday and Thursdays, we're going to do. Of course, we're going to start off with the slate breakdown, kind of how we tend to, and then come like 7:40, 7:45 Eastern. We'll hang out for like an hour, look for some live angles. Guys, I already have one live angle that I probably should write down that we can remember. And I think that there's some like live angles in that Spurs OKC game too, depending on matchup and stuff like that as well. But yeah, I think it should be fun. I'm actually writing these down right now. Let's see. Okay, saving them for later. Okay, cool. I see the chat's filling up a little bit though. See, we got Dave. How we doing, Dave? What's the word? The word is we need to have a day. That's what the word is. Jacob, how we doing? Shoto, how we doing? Who we got tonight? OKC or Spurs? Dude, it's tough because like honestly, like my gut's telling me like there's no way that OKC goes 0-4 to the Spurs, especially at home tonight. But you watch the game, dude. It's going to depend, bro. It's really just going to depend on if I think that no Dort is a positive for OKC. Like, honestly, if I was like in charge of like moving the lines and stuff and Dort got ruled out, I would have moved that towards OKC. Yeah, but I think that's OKC probably wins. But Spurs plus 9.5. Yeah, that is a crazy line, honestly. That's a crazy line for a Spurs team that has just absolutely dominated OKC through and through. Yeah, dude, Houston versus Denver next week. It's gonna be good, dude. I know. This is gonna like. I'm already ready for that underdog notification to hit. Draymond Green status alert has been ejected. Picked up 2 flagrant fouls after missing like 5 threes and getting punked by Donovan Clingan. Really like David Mitchell under 14.5 PA. Yeah, I think that's pretty intriguing. So we can definitely go over to some Suns and Heat. Just want to see if anyone has any thoughts? What's up, Queen C? How we doing? Okay, we got some questions here. Onyeka back in California. Does he see Ayton guarding him? He definitely does see Ayton. Well, maybe. JJ Redick's like kind of a tactical coach. All these younger coaches are pretty tactical. And what a lot of coaches have been doing is actually been guarding Dyson with centers. So I wonder if that's like in the range of outcomes tonight, honestly. Ooh. Oh, they play the Pats? Oh, shit. I didn't even know that. I'm pretty out of the loop. Okay, so I see a lot of questions are coming in, guys. We're going to start off on Suns and Heat. Oh, geez. Okay, so we got a starting lineup. We got some news coming in. See this bullshit, guys? Not that I really... As long as Giannis plays 30 to 31 minutes, I'm on Giannis tonight. I don't really care because I projected him for 31 minutes, I believe. But look at this shit, man. Just like randomly, like, oh, we're going to limit you, Giannis. You played 33 minutes like 2 games ago, so we have to bring that down. But yeah, we got a Heat lineup. Mitchell, Hero, Powell, Wiggins, Adebayo. Same old. Jamal Murray's available to play. Aaron Gordon's available to play. Spencer Jones available to play. And then we got the Suns are going with Colin, Devin, Dylan, Royce O'Neal, and Mark Williams per usual once again. So yeah, we'll start over here on this game, guys. I want to share a couple things that I'm looking at. One is I've been like fading Khalil Ware recently, and the market's definitely adjusted, to an extent. I will say, guys, Suns are a very good defense. This 15.5 PR line. Look, against the Pacers, it was a massive blowout, and he still didn't even get the blowout run, and that was kind of like a different thing, right? Because usually Khalil Ware will play the garbage time, and that can kind of like put you, at risk, risk that you shouldn't have to take typically when you're betting an under, right? And look, okay, they have a lot of these. Okay, never mind. I was gonna say I think that Khalil Ware against the Pacers at least did not get garbage time, but I believe they had. Let's see. Yeah, they had Myron Gardner, Kashad Johnson, who's let's see. So this dude's Myron Gardner. Let's see. I think he was the dude who got garbage time over him, and now that he's not playing, Kelowna probably will get garbage time. So I'm not going to play that anymore. If there was a 0% chance that he didn't get garbage time, I think that would be pretty good. Better O-line, Tyler Hero, 15 points, Hero for sure. I actually really, really like Tyler Hero. I think that Tyler Hero is one of my strongest leans. It's weird because FanDuel had him at 19.5 earlier today, and the rest of the market had him at 20.5. Norman Powell gets ruled in, and now Tyler Hero is at 20.5 at FanDuel, but 19.5 at the rest of the market. Guys, I do really like Tyler Hero's overs here. So, I mean, at the end of the day, guys, this is a 1.5 point spread. Hero, this game was a blowout, a sneaky blowout. It was also a back-to-back, right? This game was definitely a blowout. But guys, and so was this game. But Tyler Hero played like 29 minutes. I think that with no back-to-back, if you can truly get a competitive game, I do think Tyler Hero is going to play like 33 minutes here. And honestly, like just 33 minutes for Tyler Hero. I totally get the Suns' defense has been really, really good. But guys, this 19.5 line for Hero, it's a very, very strong lean of mine. I think that if it was 18.5, it would be a play. But guys, I'm really trying to skew under heavy. Or not skew under heavy, but just like stop betting like 80% overs. I want to get it closer to 50-50 because I just think that that's just like the way you should probably be betting. Obviously, bet where you think you have an edge, but clearly, like I think unders pace is down in the NBA. First of all, teams really starting to slow down a little bit, and I think that that's like a little something that was throwing me off my little rut. So, yeah, but Tyler Hero, guys, I'm trying to be pretty picky with my overs that I take. But Tyler Hero overs are definitely a lean of mine here. Let's see. Do you guys have any stuff here? Let's see. You took Hawk as unders. I think that maybe could be okay. I actually kind of like the matchup for him because so I've been like playing around with this new like little stat that I created. Well, not created, but I don't see anyone else using it. So I guess I am going to take a little bit of credit for it. But okay, that doesn't look terrible. But it's called unassisted and assisted unassisted and assisted. It is assisted basket percentage allowed. So if you guys like think about it for a little bit, the Suns, they like are over the last 10 games, they allow the fewest percent of their buckets are assisted. And I know I talked about this yesterday on stream, but it's like, so if you have the ball in your hands and you're not like being set up by other people, it's a pretty good matchup for you. And I actually checked this, guys. And the Heat or Jaime Jaquez on the Heat actually has the like the fewest percent of his buckets are assisted, I believe. Let me quick check this. I don't know if this is some like edge or anything, but it just kind of like makes sense in my head. And it's actually Davion Mitchell too, which is pretty surprising. But yeah, field goals made unassisted percentage. The Suns allow the fewest percent of their buckets assisted. Most, on the other hand, is like Kelowna, of course. It's Fontecchio. The Suns also don't allow a lot of catch and shoot stuff. So I really do like some Jovic unders. They're not actually at the real books. But I do think Jovic unders are pretty intriguing too. Kind of like Brooks. See, I don't even want to touch any Sun stuff, to be honest. And to be quite frank with you, I'm probably not going to give good input on the Suns because the Heat are such a hard team to cap. Like Spoelstra has been like trying a ton of different stuff defensively. They're so like middle of the pack and everything in terms of like what they're allowing via like catch and shoots, play types. Like they're not like an obvious funnel. I guess they struggle against post ups, I guess, but yeah, they're not like an obvious funnel to me. So I really don't have any crazy input on this. Love Hero. Love that dude. I got his 34.5 PA this morning. So hopefully he can come through for us. I think this Wolves game is pretty intriguing, guys. I think if you're one game I'm very comfortable taking overs in is going to be this Wolves-Bucks game. I think the market's like incredibly low on the total. I mean, the Bucks are going to put up a ton of points. And like the Wolves offense with Rudy off the court too is like really, really good. But it's also defense is terrible too. So I got Mark Williams under 9.5 rebounds. Not sure if it got bet down. We can check that. Yeah. Okay, it did. No, yeah, 9.5 definitely feels a tad bit high for Mark for sure. I will say the Heat are like Bam Adebayo is like a dream rebounding matchup because this dude is like actually soft as shit. He just he just hangs out like around like the mid range area, doesn't really contest rebounds and stuff. And the Heat play so damn fast. I believe defense versus position, which I do like for centers. So I will say it's definitely a good rebounding matchup for Mark, and I probably actually lean a little bit over on the 8.5. But yeah, you beat Mark at 9.5. Like that does seem really high. Hey man, what are your thoughts on Amen and Sengun today versus the Bulls? Yeah, so I personally don't want to touch any Rockets overs. If I were to touch anyone's overs, it would be Sengun. I think Sengun has the best matchup by far. I think you can make a very good case for his stuff with the matchup, with just like where his line's at. I feel like they're like a little bit low on him. At least they were last time I checked. But guys, this game reeks of a blowout. I mean, in Houston's on a 3-game losing streak. They're going to be locked in. The Bulls are super shorthanded. So that would be one thing that does scare me a little bit is blowouts. So I'm not really looking to touch overs on the main guys on the Bulls today, personally. Yeah, so here's the thing with guys. I'm probably gonna chill out on some. I don't really bet on Hawks stuff much at all. I do really like the matchup for Jalen Johnson, but he did get bet up a little bit. But with CJ McCollum, playing like who knows if his minutes are gonna go up. I think 24 minutes off the bench seems like a good role for him. But I do wonder if because I mean CJ McCollum definitely matters, guys, 100%. He absolutely does matter in terms of you might see a few less minutes for Nickeil, just a few. Like 2 or 3 maybe. But Nikhil's really good. But also in terms of usage, man, CJ McCollum's there to put the ball in the hole. So I'm probably gonna hold off on some Hawk stuff for a little bit. But yeah, I am a big fan of Jalen Johnson here. I think Jalen Johnson, the Lakers rim protection is just non-existent. Same with so you can make the case for Okongwu too, I think. But yeah, no Kristaps, no Reese Shea. No Luke Kennard even. Actually, so that actually does make me feel a little bit better about Nickeil for his minutes and stuff. But yeah, I'm personally gonna hold off on Hawks stuff for sure. Yeah, I don't play DFS, but yeah, I mean you should absolutely play that. That's a really great spot, and I really like Steph Curry tonight. And Steph Curry keeps on getting bet down. Guys, I love Steph Curry's threes tonight, and I don't know if I should be concerned or not. But just going up against Portland, with Donovan Clingan trying to, play defense and stuff, I think Steph Curry's going to be able to get threes up at will. Watch your best bets video earlier today. No Dort. I don't know who to take. Yep, I agree. And I think I'm going to wait for the starting lineups here for this one. I'm assuming that I actually think that there's a pretty good chance that Wemby might guard Kaysen and leave him wide open. So I'm actually kind of gravitating towards Kaysen plus guys Caruso. Once Dort got ruled out, I should have just played Caruso this morning, but there's not much value on Caruso anymore, guys. I mean, seriously, yeah, he's going to get left wide open, but this was literally plus 180, I believe, this morning. So yeah, Caruso, I don't hate his points though, to be honest. I would think Alex plays a really, really good chunk of minutes here. So yeah, I'm with you, man. I'm kind of torn in between two as well. Colin Gillespie, 4.5 assists. So this is not anything that I looked into. I don't really know much about the matchup. I guess we could just go to opponent assists allowed. Like I said, the Heat guys, I try to not be an expert on every single team and kind of just focus in on some. But Heat are given. Okay, that's good. That's really good. And yeah, 4.5 for Gillespie. That does seem a little bit low off rip, to be honest with you. Minutes are at 29, 28 in a close game. Let's see. Since Grayson Allen came back, let's look at that. Because I believe they've been at full health. So Grayson Allen came back against the Rockets, 25, 28, 28. Okay, so I'd probably have Gillespie playing 20, 27 minutes probably here. We could do games like Booker, games with Dylan Brooks, and then just do per 27 minutes. So he's averaging 28.2, 4.7 assists. Could do let's increase this a little bit. Yeah, I don't really have an opinion. I think I'd maybe slightly lean over, but the line feels pretty efficient to me. Oh, you took him under. So here, I was actually about to. So I think the value might be gone on Jalen Smith a little bit because I think it's a terrible matchup. But yeah, guys. So one thing I wanted to note too, and guys, this is actually a live angle that I'm going to look out for. One of them that I wrote down for tonight. So the Bulls are without Lachlan Olbrich, which might not sound significant or anything, right? But he's a guy who would have absolutely played garbage time ahead of Jalen Smith. I actually think there's a really good chance that Jalen Smith starts this game here. And also, I think that if this game does get ugly, that's fine for him. So I actually feel very, very good about his floor. I think that if he starts, his floor is probably going to be around 24 minutes. So obviously, his projection is going to change if he starts. I think it's a 75% chance that he starts. I'd probably have Jalen Smith playing 27 minutes here, to be honest with you. So this line was at 9.5 earlier. But yeah, per 27 minutes, his stuff's going to look really good. And yeah, his line's at 20.5 now. I wonder if he got announced as a starter or something, but his line just steamed up a ton, and I kind of think the value's gone on Jalen Smith. But that's an angle I'm going to look for, right? If the Bulls are getting blown out early, he's been quiet. That's actually definitely something I'm going to look for is some Jalen Smith stuff. Under 13. Let's see, what were we talking about? Under 13.5 points, and I don't know who you're talking about, Rodkill. Yeah, so Peyton Watson definitely in a really good matchup for sure. So the Pelicans are going to be very aggressive on Jamal Murray, like very aggressive. His assists got bet up to 9.5. I liked it at 8.5. I think the value's probably gone on that. I do lean his under, but also this was at 26.5. Now it got bet down a little bit. So 25 PRA. I don't know where you're getting that 25 PRA number at, but like, yeah, I mean, absolutely. He's been really, really good. If you do games with Murray, without Jokic, he's been great. So Pelicans are definitely a plus matchup. Like, yeah, absolutely. Well, King Cabana, what's the price that you're getting on that? Because if you're gonna like lay like -1 like 70, I would not like recommend doing that. But yeah, if this is just like a straight bet and somehow you have a 24.5 line, yeah, absolutely. Oh yeah, Bones Highland's interesting. So let me quick see if we've gotten any more news. We have not. Yeah, so guys, Bones Highland makes a ton of sense to me. Mike Conley's going to start. I feel pretty strong about that. But and it's really tough to gauge exactly what minutes he's going to play. If you do like without Edwards, without Edwards and then with Conley. So there hasn't been a game in a while there. I guess let's do like without Edwards recently. 34 minutes, but that one was without Mike Conley too. And then 36 minutes, and this game he got hurt. So yeah, he's not going to start, but like Mike Conley, I mean, he's obviously like, pretty washed to be honest. I'd probably have Bones at like 26 minutes, I think. I think that makes sense. Rob Dillingham's not going to play. Rob Dillingham is pretty cooked. So I guess what we could do here is just do let's go to the Wolves and let's take Ant off the court, but let's also take like Leonard Miller off the court. Let's take who else like plays garbage time? Let's take like Johnny Juzang off the court. Maybe even like Rob Dillingham, to be honest. So let's like take these guys off the court just so we know that we're kind of like taking out like garbage time too. Actually, and I'm like overthinking this because let's do Ant off the court and then let's just put like Julius on the court, even though he'll probably play the non-Randall minutes and honestly have pretty good usage in that. So, but like, yeah, it's always good to like lowball yourself to make sure you're not like chasing something that's not true. 3 guys in the G League. Okay, Hawks are down to 10 available players tonight in Los Angeles. Interesting. Yeah, so Bones Island stuff I think is actually pretty interesting. If we go, so this obviously isn't with Randall on the court. This is just actually, and I definitely filtered out all like the garbage time though, so that could actually be fine. But Bones Highland's looking like, oh my gosh, what is going on? Okay, this is with Randall on. Okay, so Bones Highland, what was the question on Bones? It was, assists. Okay, and this is just this website actually like I love it because I think it's really good data, but it is so poorly ran. Like it should not be taking me this long on stream just to pull this. Actually, I should stop complaining. It's a free tool. Shoot, but let me see Julius Randle on the court, man. Can this please load? Okay, there we go. We have it for a little bit. Bones Highland's assists are at 5.25. His points, and it just, guys, this is so damn annoying. Okay, let me just go back to here real quick and take the bums off because I did want to look into Bones Highland a little bit. He was someone who was definitely very intriguing to me. One little fun little note is that for me as a Wolves fan, that's pretty exciting. Is that Johan Berenjay, our first round pick that Christopher Finch refuses to play, even though our defense is literally worse than the Utah Jazz with Rudy Gobert off the court. He refuses to play him, but he said that he's going to play tonight in the rotation, which is going to be fun for me, at least. So yeah, guys, sorry. I'm waiting for this to load, and I know this is taking forever, and I know you guys got a lot of questions and stuff, but we'll get to them. I do want to look into Bones, see. Well, this loads. Looks like we haven't really got any new data. But guys, how about Mike Tomlin? I mean, Harbaugh and Tomlin both leaving. I mean, that's crazy. Okay, so Bones is at like 18.85 points per 36. So that's like what, 12 points per. Actually, no, I had him at 26 times 18.85. So I have him at 13.6. Like I said, this isn't with Randall on, but I do think that he's probably going to get the Randall off minutes. His dimes are at 4.5 at plus money. Let's quick do this. That seems fairly priced to me off rip personally. Just the offense is going to run through Randall for the most part. 5.64. Yeah, he's at 4 assists per 4.1 per 26 minutes. So I don't think that there's an edge on the assist. I do think that there might be on the points though, to be honest with you. Like 10.5 points if he's going to play like 26 minutes. Like I said, what was the number that I quick calculated? So, and the threes too are pretty intriguing, guys, because he's shooting 9 threes in the sample size. The Bucks give up a lot of threes. Obviously, it's pretty juiced. But guys, if you have this MGM line right now, and 365 and MGM tend to mirror each other a little bit, this is a really good price. Not only is it like 25 cents off the books that actually people can actually bet at, but yeah, I just think it's like a prop that should win too. So if you guys do have access to MGM, if 365 has minus 135, which I would maybe think that they do too, I do highly recommend playing that. Murray over 9.5 assists. So I do like 14.5 rebounds and assists because his rebounds have definitely spiked. Definitely spiked without Valanciunas and Jokic, which makes sense, right? So yeah, I mean, without Jokic, stuff's looking pretty good, and obviously no Valanciunas, who's like a massive rebound hog. Honestly, guys, I don't really like playing these like guard rebound props, but to be completely honest with you, this does feel pretty short. Just like he's gonna play full minutes. So yeah, guys, no, not gonna lie, 14.5 rebounds and assists at plus money, I think it's actually like a really good look personally, especially against the Pelicans. So I believe Pelicans are just like a pretty poor rebounding team. He's probably gonna guard. I don't even know. Pelicans, not a great rebounding team. Obviously, give up a ton of assists too. So yeah, no, I actually really like this, to be honest. Already talked about the Gillespie stuff. Davion under assists. So Davion's minutes were kind of weird in like the one game without. So in the last game, and this game might have been just like variance because it was like such a crazy blowout. But I mean, and yeah, you only got like 15 first half minutes from Norm, only 13 from Wiggins. I don't think that's necessarily sticky at all. Actually, yeah, no, this is pretty fake because Davion had 2 fouls in the first 5 minutes, so he probably missed out on like 3 minutes. So, but not gonna lie, guys, I think that like 6.5 for Davion is pretty low, right? I mean, let me quick see where his like 6.5 points feels pretty crazy low. Is that the best price in the market? So Novik has that too. Sorry, I know you asked about the under assists. Suns are definitely a really, really bad matchup for sure. Like they're really, really bad. Let's see, games like Hero and I think if I'm not mistaken, his assists up until that Pacers game, which Pacers are a really bad matchup. His assists have been like really, really good because he just has like scores around him. So I would actually stay away from this because, I mean, it also just kind of like passes the eye test, right? It's like you're surrounded by scorers who like to make quick decisions and score, right? Like Norman Powell's a great assist partner because he catches and shoots everything, or just catches it and drives to the cup. Tyler Hero, he can score the shit out of the ball too, and they're not playing him like as a traditional pick and roll handler. They don't really do that. So yeah, he has a ton of like really good scorers, Wiggins around him, and yeah, like 9 assists against the Magic's impressive. 10 against the Pistons is very impressive. 9 against the Wolves is pretty impressive too. Clippers, like pretty impressive. So yeah, I'd actually stay away from under 6.5 assists for Davion. I like Onyeka and Nikhil points. I think Onyeka makes sense. Shane Wemby to combine for 60 is I don't like that personally. Wemby, OKC is going to be very aggressive on Wemby. Shea, I think Shea could have a really good game because he's just like awesome. Spurs are a really good defense, especially with Wemby. Wemby's probably going to play like 30 minutes or so, and I think like that's like obviously good for like your Wemby to combine for points. But like the more Wemby's off the court or on the court, the less points Shea's probably going to score, right? So I probably wouldn't take that. Timberwolves assist points. Yeah. So I think that depending on the starting lineup, Naz Reid threes is really juiced, but I do really like it. Like I definitely think that he hits 3 threes. He's going to play a ton. He's probably going to play like 34, 35, 36 minutes. When he plays like big minutes, just like in his career, if you go like Naz with like 30 plus minutes, I don't know, let's go like all time and do like 30 to 38. Let's see, like last year, I guess, okay, I thought that was going to be a little bit better. This year, been pretty good. He'll probably get guarded by Giannis, who just doesn't want to like get, Naz will pull from like really deep. Giannis like likes to be close to the rim. So obviously not really great numbers, but if you have anything that you like think is a good juice reducer. I also think that DDV's threes are pretty intriguing. Bucks have been giving up catch and shoot stuff left and right for a while now. And yeah, and they'll probably go zone as well. They might. They play a decent amount of zone, and the Wolves are pretty poor against zone defense. Just not the like we like to ISO and stuff. So yeah, but yeah, Dante threes. I think I lean over on. Yeah, I don't love the matchup for Julius. We already talked about Bones. I think he makes sense, but yeah. Yeah, I think Okoro makes sense. I will say the one thing that does like make me a little bit nervous is that we have seen like Ime like leave non-shooters like wide the hell open, and Okoro definitely like qualifies as like a non-shooter. So we don't have any like data points of him against the Rockets this year or even last year with Ime there. Year before, I mean, he had a couple games where I don't know. I don't think that that's like the most relevant stuff, but yeah, that's the one thing that does kind of scare me off of Okoro personally. It's just like because we see what they do with Chris Dunn, so yeah, I probably wouldn't take it, but I definitely see the vision on that. Like if they don't leave him wide open, he's definitely not going over that. So I see the vision on it. Yeah, I probably wouldn't touch anything Chet related. I think that what they're probably going to do is cross match here. They're probably going to put like Barnes on Chet and then take away the threes, and then have Wemby roaming off of either Kaysen or Caruso, and or Cornette even, and then just like taking away the paint too. So there's a reason why Chet's scoring has been so bad. I really doubt that he gets guarded by Wemby, and even if he does, yeah, I wouldn't play this here personally. Yeah, so I don't know if I like it because, like I said, I do think he's going to guard Naz, and I don't love that. I totally get the vision. Also, if Bobby Portis starts, Bobby Portis is kind of like a rebound hog, especially compared to like a Miles Turner who just like boxes out and can't really rebound either. So, and also like that little thing about Giannis, like, you know, being maxed out at 30 to 31 minutes. I don't know if I love that either. His potentials. Yeah, that makes sense. Let's see. Yeah, for that, you'd want to look at, let's see. Yeah, I don't know how, yeah, because he's been assisting the ball pretty damn well. If you do like without KP, let's do without Trae Young, of course. Oh no, my bad. Yeah, that actually looks pretty good. Lakers just stink at defense overall, so I definitely think that makes sense. Really good hit rate there. You're getting plus money too. Lakers, like I said, Lakers just absolutely stink at defense. So yeah, no, I think that makes a lot of sense. And I think that like CJ McCollum too. I wonder how many of his assists went to CJ McCollum because he's a big time handoff player as well. I will say, I guess the Lakers are decent at defending handoffs, but yeah, I don't know if that means a ton. Yes, I'm kind of out on Bones assist personally. I think that it's just fairly priced. Yeah, that's true. Yep. Yeah, with Powell, with the Powell news, yeah, 100%. Yep, a shocker. We're starting Mike Conley, Dante, Jade McDaniels, Randall, Reed. So cool. That's gonna be a lot of fun. Let's see. Did Nikola Jovic ever get a prop? No, I mean he did, but he didn't. Okay. I mean, they're both gonna play a lot for sure. I like the matchup for Nas a lot more than I do for Randall. I don't really have it. You'd have to like be more specific with me on that, you know, like on like what you're bumping it down to and stuff. Dante, 22.5 points and rebounds. I guess we could just quick. I wonder like how the rebounding does shake up without Gobert. I kind of think that we just like stink at rebounding. to be honest. But yeah, let's take Rudy Gobert off the court and like look at some Wolves rebounding stuff. Rudy off the court, and then let's leave like the garbage time folks out. I guess I mean, and like I said, a lot of the stuff, guys, is going to come down to matchup. I do think you're going to see Randall, which is going to be weird. It's like Randall's probably going to be on Giannis. I think he kind of has to be, honestly. But like that's for like the usage he's about to take on offense. Like I wonder how that's gonna turn out. Oh wow, so Nuggets are starting AG at the 5. This team is gonna be piss poor at rebounding. So I might go over to like the Pelicans real quick and like just take a look at some rebounding stuff. Let's see, like Zion. What is like Derek Queen at 7.5 boards? 28, 35. Let's do with Bay. We could do with Bay without Herb. Trey with Zion. So Derek Queen actually hasn't touched 30 minutes in games with Bay, Murphy, and Zion, which is really strange. Let's see. Okay, he touched 34 once, but 35 in overtime. That's really not great, honestly. I kind of thought that like Queen would kind of be more locked into minutes with I'm losing my train of thought. With just like him being young and stuff. Yeah, that's weird. So yeah, actually I don't know if I can get there on Queen. But yeah, Dante, I like Dante threes. That's what I like about Dante. I don't really have an opinion on the PR. Oh, we were looking at the rebounding stuff overall. Yeah, so like Nas is at 8, Randall's at 8 per 36. Jalen Clark getting in there. It's kind of just like a bunch of people just like choosing to not rebound. Yeah, I'm kind of out on Jaden. I don't love the matchup for McDaniels, to be honest. The Bucks have pretty good rim defense. I guess it definitely gets worse without Turner though, so that's definitely fair. And yeah, Jaden stuff has been pretty good in the games without Ant. Let's see, games without Ant this year. Yeah, Jaden's definitely scaled up his game decently, averaging 20 points in the sample. Let's see his assists, 3.4 dimes. Yeah, oh wow. Okay, good pull, Cleveland Beast. Yeah, I knew Jaden. Yeah, Jaden. Yeah, actually, you know what? I think this makes a fair bit of sense. Yeah, I mean, you can't argue with this, right? You really just can't. Yeah, no, definitely very interested by it. No Turner, I think, helps the case too a little bit on the defensive end, and he's probably going to play a ton too, dude. Like honestly, so he has a 21% usage in these games. Let me quick just like do like 18 to 24 usage, and then yeah, without Gobert, like Chris Finch he's kind of like what was his usage? It was I was gonna do 18 to 24. Yep. So Chris Finch got a little bit of Tibbs in him for sure, where like he'll play the starters like pretty big minutes. I would probably have like McDaniels sometimes gets into foul trouble, but I'd probably have McDaniels for like 35 minutes here. So if we just do like 30 plus minutes, I mean, yeah, 8 out of 12 games this year. Last year, he was over in, and he's definitely better than he was last year, but 9 out of 18. No, I think 18 and a half is actually a good number on Jaden for sure. Kevin Huerter over assists. So I typically never take like assist overs against the Rockets. They're just a very like switch heavy team. Really are good at limiting assists typically. But I could quick check that out for you for sure. Without Gideon White. I don't really have an opinion on this, to be honest. Murray 3 threes. Don't really have. I'm pretty out on Murray stuff, but I definitely see the vision with like the 3-point stuff. Who's stopping the Queen? That's true. Yeah, AG definitely is going to take Zion for sure. No, a good call on that for sure. Okay, so we're getting some starting lineups that are rolling in, which is dope. Yeah, you probably get like maybe like Spencer Jones on him or something, or maybe you have Spencer Jones on Zion. Either or, I don't think both is like really going to be great. But guys, we have a starting lineup for OKC, so I feel pretty strongly that Cason Wallace is going to get guarded, going to get left pretty wide open here. So we don't have a line for him on FanDuel for whatever reason on either book, which is just awesome, you know. But yeah, so he's starting. There's no Dort. There is Shea. There is J-Dub. Do we have any games? 28 and let's see, was this game? Okay, 1x12, 23. No Hardenstein though. Yeah, so Cason Wallace is very intriguing to me. I think he's going to be someone who gets left pretty wide open. So I'm going to wait for his line to populate here on FanDuel, but just looking like through the grapevines and stuff, 12.5 PRA feels pretty damn short. You know, he feels pretty locked into some good minutes. Let's see. We'll probably have him for like 22 to 30. I don't even know. Does that sound right? It doesn't exactly look right either. Geez, Cason kind of stinks, bro. Like, Cason actually kind of stinks. I kind of want to like look at the head-to-head stuff, but I feel pretty good because like Wemby's starting, right? Yep, Wemby's starting. So yeah, I'm waiting for this one to come back up. But Cason Wallace is someone who I have a very, very strong conviction on for his threes and for him just like being like left pretty wide open. And PA's at 8.5. Wow. Okay. And then Wiggins is starting too. Okay. So yeah, like what I think you're gonna get here is Castle on Shea, Barnes on Chet, Wemby on Wallace, Fox on Wiggins and Champagny on J-Dub, I would think maybe. So yeah, that probably would make sense to me here. Okay, Jones, Okoro, Buzelis, Smith. So Jalen Smith officially starting. I can't believe I didn't play that, bro. Thompson, Okogi's back in the starting lineup. KD, Jabari Smith, and Alperen Şengün. Okay, interesting. So yeah, like I said, guys, Cason Wallace is a guy who I have my eye out on right now. What's Isaiah Joe at? 6.5 points. Okay. I really don't think Isaiah Joe is going to play a whole lot, to be honest with you. So who's not starting for the Bulls? Okay, Kevin Huerter's not starting for the Bulls. And Bobby Portis is starting, so that's a little bit intriguing as well. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. Robert Williams. If I can get anywhere. Yeah, Zion's definitely going to see bodies for sure. I think that's a good call. Zion's definitely going to see bodies. I wonder what his assists are at because the Nuggets have been okay. I don't know. Yeah. I was hoping for like a flat 3.5. Looks like we're definitely not getting that. Guys, one person who is a little bit intriguing to me. So the Nuggets are starting Jalen Pickett, right? And obviously, guys, they do have Hardaway off the bench, who I bet he's going to play. He's definitely going to play a fair bit. Yeah, they have Tim Hardaway off the bench. They have Zeke Naji off the bench. Who else do they have coming off the bench? I think that's kind of it for like guys who are actually like in the circle of trust. Bruce Brown for sure. But with that being said, guys, Jalen Pickett's pretty intriguing to me. So the Pelicans are starting Fears and Murphy, Bay, Williamson. So I would definitely think that Fears guards Jalen Pickett, and it's obviously a good matchup for Pickett here, in my opinion. With just hold up, let me quick see something. Let me see how many games. So let's do without Cam, without Bron, with Gordon. Okay, there has not been one with Murray. I don't think Gordon really affects him much. Okay, so he played a couple games. Okay, that was very crappy minutes. What happened in that Cavs game? Just play bad or something? It's not exactly encouraging. Oh yeah, Deron Holmes off the bench too. Okay, so yeah, Peyton's locked into big minutes. Dude, shout out Peyton Watson, man. Western Conference Player of the Week. That's absolutely so dope with just like Peyton Watson's like story, like is like a dude who averaged like 3 points in college or whatever. Shout out Peyton Watson. I think that's really cool. But yeah, okay, never mind. I'm a little bit. I can actually see the vision on how Jalen Pickett ends up like playing crappy minutes, to be honest. Because like yeah, Tim Hardaway is basically a starter. Bruce Brown is definitely more trusted than Pickett. You still have Zeke Naji off the bench. You have like Deron Holmes off the bench, who I don't really think too much of as a player. But yeah, at this 9.5 points line, I think it's actually a little bit dicey. But yeah, I do think Jalen Pickett gets guarded by Fears, so he can definitely take him off the bounce. It's not like there's any like rim protection there. Not saying he's going to get a lot of usage or anything, but definitely can take him off the bounce. So yeah, that's somewhat interesting. Okay, Jones, Okoro, Smith. Let me quick go back over here. Okay, so this Wolves game, Bobby Portis officially in as a starter. Let's see, has there been any games without Turner? There's not. Miles Turner has made every single game. I mean, without Giannis, he was playing pretty big minutes. Actually, yeah, when Bobby Portis was starting, he was actually playing like really big minutes. I'm already on Giannis's over, so I don't know if like I want to add another Bucks over, to be honest with you. But like I said, this Wolves matchup is very, very good. And yeah, he started 3 games and played really good minutes in all the games he started without Giannis. So I would think that Bobby Portis probably plays, obviously, the big difference in Miles Turner and Giannis, but I probably would have and that's obviously without Giannis. Let's do with Giannis. Honestly, guys, 7.5 rebounds for Bobby feels like really, really low. 30 divided by 21.3 times. Yeah, this feels pretty low for Bobby. We're definitely not going to be like a good rebounding team by any means. 7.5 rebounds. I would think that Bobby tends to do pretty good on that line when he plays like 26. We can do 26 to 34 minutes. Yeah, pretty good stuff. Obviously, Giannis is kind of a little bit of a rebound hog for sure, but yeah. One thing too, guys, is what's Julius Randle's threes could be a little bit intriguing at 1.5. I wonder if he gets more of them up without Ant. So averages 5.4. Yeah, I mean, I probably think that this is like a 5 or 6 3-pointer attempted game for Randle. If you go here, pretty good this year. Yeah, I think that this is like a slight lean over for me, honestly. Like Randle to hit 2 threes. I think that makes a fair bit of sense. Yeah, Bobby, I agree that I agree that makes a lot of sense. Bobby threes, yeah. I would play with Turner, but now without Turner, Giannis is gonna read him. Yeah. Okay, so do we have any? I want to circle back to Case and Wallace here. Do we have any? Jeez, dude, what is FanDuel doing? Okay, I'm probably just gonna play this right now. To be honest, the 1.5 threes for Kaysen. I think he's gonna be left pretty wide open. Let's see. And guys, by the way, while I do this, like I said, I always kind of go like like slow mode here. Not great at multitasking, guys. If you are on YouTube tuned in right now, make sure to hit that like button. Like I said, we will be doing the live watch along. Sub the channel. Just 2 small things to really boost like the YouTube algorithm, get this out to more people, help grow the channel a little bit. A little like goes a long way, so it is very greatly appreciated. And make sure to do so if you do indeed enjoy this type of content. So yeah, guys. Let's see. It was Case and Wallace was like the main one that I had circled here. Builder has a really good number. Okay, and I need to quick do this. Let's see. Sorry, guys. You guys know I can't multitask. This actually makes no sense. He doesn't even have a points lineup at FanDuel, which is really, really weird. Okay, where is no big? Okay, cool. Nice, dude. Just got absolutely sniped on no big. Cool, bro. Was that I can get? Was that someone in the stream? You guys. Okay, cool. Doesn't matter. Builder has a great price too, so I will take that right there. Where are the other books that have it? It is. Oh, sorry, fellas. I'm like really bad at maneuvering this screen right now. Okay, cool. Nice. Kaysen Wallace. Kaysen, need you to be on your A game tonight, buddy. Guys, also Stephon Castle, if you guys have the courage, I do like him to hit 2 threes personally. I think that's like a pretty dang good number for sure. Mike Conley, I do think he's probably gonna play like 24 minutes or so. I totally see the vision on that, but I probably would stay away just because the Bucks give up a fair bit of 3-pointer stuff. But yeah. What's up, J-Main? How we doing? How we doing? Okay, cool. Do we have anything else that we can quick look at? All these games are starting at the same time, which kind of stinks. But yeah, running that Case and Wallace stuff. Anything Denver related? Like I said, I think Pickett does make a little bit of sense. Zeke Najee will probably actually play a little bit. I wonder. So Spencer Jones, guys, definitely a good matchup for him against the Pelicans. But I mean, this dude like never really. Actually, that was last year. Okay, I'm hating on Spencer. Yeah, Zeke Najee's probably going to play a decent bit to help with Zion, I would think. Did play 28 minutes last game as well. If you do the games without Jokic and with Gordon, let's do without Valanciunas. Yeah, okay. Never mind. I actually think that it does make sense though for Zeke to play against Zion, some like extra minutes. So if you can sell yourself on some Zeke Najee stuff, I don't know. I don't know if I can, quite frankly, but I would probably have him playing like 20, 23 minutes or so, divided by 13.9 times 2.7. Yeah, if it's a 3.5, I'd like it, but any unders? Yeah, the Dairy Queen one actually makes a fair bit of sense, I think. What's that, 24.5 PRA? Yeah, no, that was a good shout. Let's see. I'm gonna quick spend a little bit of time just like scrolling back and forth these games, see if anything pops. I wonder what Josh Okogie's number is at. Josh Okogie tends to play pretty good minutes, honestly, when he starts, right? Yeah, Josh Okogie. So let me quick see because there's no reason Josh Okogie stats. Yeah, he's been playing, but like whenever they start him, I swear Josh Okogie actually plays pretty good minutes, and I definitely like the matchup against Chicago. So outside of this Clippers game, but was that with Eason back? It was. So, but yeah, when did Eason come back? The Clippers. Was it this Clippers game? Nope, this Kings game. Yeah, I mean, definitely some like variance in there, a little bit. Let's see. I wonder how many minutes he averaged. So like 24 point. Yeah, I think it's like you can. I think it's fair to give like a Kogi. I don't even know, man. Like I don't really see him playing like too crappy of minutes. Not that this is like a widely available line or anything, but like he tends to actually play pretty good minutes, like without Eason and Finney Smith. Yeah, I mean 20 to 28. This doesn't look terrible. I probably have him playing like 24, honestly. Yeah, I mean market feels a little bit low on a Kogi here. I think 24 to it, especially against Chicago. Definitely a solid PRA per minute spot. Yeah, 11.6. Okay. What about here? Yeah, guys, honestly, I actually really like a Kogi here, especially if I mean this 5.5 line's kind of a joke. I might hop on 365 guys and play this Josh Okogie line right now. I think this is a pretty poor line, honestly. And even if it's a blowout, like he might just even play a little bit more, to be honest. Um, yeah, guys, I'm heading over to 365 right now and just letting Josh Okogie rip. Tends to play pretty good minutes. Let me quick see what this is at. Okay, 9.5. Yeah, against the Bulls, bad against catch and shoot, bad at the rim. Obviously, he's not taking any pull-ups. They actually do limit those a little bit. Um, spot up transition. Defensive ratings poor, pace is high. Yeah, guys. Honestly, I think that this is a pretty bad line. I'd probably have this line being like 12.5, maybe. Yeah, I like this Josh Okogie line for sure. I just played this at 365. I recommend it to you guys if you do have it. Okay. Let's see. Cool. Let's see. Misi over rebounds. Let's see. I know. Actually, hold up. Let me quick hit this. So, look, I do think Robert Williams actually does make a lot of sense, and that's honestly. I want to actually spend a little bit of time here. So, I'm not going to play it because I am already on. I am already on. What's his name officially? Let's see. I'm already on Klingon unders officially. But so it's like that's like a little bit too correlated for my likings. But yeah, 11.5 PR looks like it's at FanDuel. Rebounds are at 5.5, which I do really like, honestly. Points. I kind of feel like you might be getting gypped a little bit on this 11.5 line. Let me quick pick the odds and see if like 365 has one up. Robert, I think this line should be 10.5. Honestly, let's see. Robert, 3 pointers. Oh, okay. No, this is kind of what the books are presenting, I guess. Oh, 365 actually has 12.5, so you're actually getting a good line. Um, no, yeah, I think this makes sense. I think he has like, dude, you just I'm so low on Klingon's minutes here. I think that Robert Williams, honestly, like, let's see. Let me quick see. So let me max out this stuff here. Let's go to head to head. So December 14th, pretty recent, had a double, and then 21 and 19 minutes. Dude, good pull, Cleveland. Yeah, this is a really good pull. So I would have like just like gonna be conservative here, man. I'm probably gonna put him at like 16. Let's do like 15 to 22 minutes, I guess. 15 to 22 minutes this year. Yeah, that looks pretty damn good to me. No, definitely a fan of it. And if you look at like head to head, averaging 20 minutes in these games. I do like maybe per 19 minutes or so. I think that sounds fair to me. He is at not saying, and I don't think he's not going to like benefit from no Avdia or anything, but yeah, I mean he's averaging 11 points. No, good pull, dude. This line should be 13.5. It's also a good per minute spot too. Yeah, no, really good pull. Really good pull here. Agreed, J Main. Steph Curry's in an elite spot. Steph Curry, absolutely love Steph stuff for sure. But Fox with Novacell. So I don't really see the correlation there between Novacell personally. It's not like he's a good rebounder or anything. He's a pretty off-ball player. You're kind of slotting him in with Champagny. So yeah, definitely you're not wrong. Definitely is looking better without Vassell. I think what the case that you could make here is that he's been playing a lot of minutes because of how bad Castle and Harper have been. And of course, guys, like if you do Fox with like 30 plus minutes this year, I think that's fair to do. Let's do with Wemby. Yeah, 9 out of 15. OKC is probably it's definitely a slightly below average matchup, but yeah, I'd probably stay away. I think that this is probably fairly set. But Fox stuff in general, guys, does look a little bit low, like 17.5 points. Are you kidding me? Champagne, that sounds a little bit high. Not gonna lie, Champagne. Eves Misi. So I don't. Eves definitely a good matchup for Eves. I can look into him a little bit. I wonder if I know Looney was playing for a little bit. Where's Eves Misi? I don't even see him. Yeah, I don't think Eves Misi has a rebounding line, honestly. Yeah, I'm pretty out on Bulls overs, to be honest, unless they're gonna get the garbage time. So yeah, I think Io might get guarded by Thompson a fair bit too, which I definitely don't like either. So yeah, I'm pretty numb, pretty out on the Bulls stuff, to be honest. Okay. KPJ 25.5 PA. Like I said, the Wolves definitely stink. Seems efficient to me, honestly. I'd probably like bump it up a little bit for a per minute thing. Yeah, it seems efficient to me. I don't really have any crazy opinion on that. Like I said, the Wolves defense is gonna stink. I don't hate if you like want to do like assist stuff with KPJ. Even that though. But he's been playing good minutes. So actually, yeah, let me quick take out that. They actually like play KPJ like really good minutes for whatever reason. So let me actually quickly look at that. PA. Yeah, probably slightly lean over, to be honest. I'm pretty out on Blazers overs unless like they're like niche bench guys too. I think that there's a really high blow probability there. He's absolutely going to be chucking though, so for sure. CJ McCollum 3 threes. That seems a little bit high, honestly, just because he's only going to play 24 minutes. I don't know. I need more data on CJ, but also seems a little bit high. And I guess you're definitely getting some good plus money there though. For sure. Yep, like that a lot. He's going to guard Draymond, and I played half a unit on Draymond to hit 2 threes, and I played half a unit on Draymond to get over 5.5 assists. I mean, I kind of see the vision with the correlation. Sengun matchup. I don't know if it's a great matchup though. I guess we can go like look at like the past history and see if there is any. Because Houston doesn't give up much catch and shoot stuff, but it's also different when you're matched up with Sengun for sure. Also, one thing that could absolutely screw that is if Sengun's on Okoro. Not saying I think that's going to happen. I think it could happen. But yeah, let's see like head-to-head history and see if 4 threes, 3 threes. Yeah, I don't think this is like some great. Houston doesn't really give up much catch and shoot stuff. Obviously, all of Vooch's threes are going to be catch and shoot. So yeah, I'd probably stay away from Vooch threes. Yeah, so I think there's a pretty good chance that there's a decent amount of cross matching going on, and I just like you never want to take a big threes if there's cross matching going on. So I guess we could see like how he's performed against them this year. It's 3 threes. Yeah, no, actually, I think that the under is a really good look. Not gonna lie, dude. I mean, because he only took 3 threes, 1 3. I mean, guys, he's averaging 1.7 attempts on 23.3 minutes. Not gonna lie, dude. I think this under is actually like a really good look. I hate doing that when like you guys are asking for stuff, but like just like honestly, man, like there goes the camera or the light. But yeah, like when bigs get cross matched, and are getting like if Wemby's getting guarded by Caruso, which might happen a little bit, like that's like really brutal for his threes. And even Chet's pretty mobile, right? If he was getting guarded by Isaiah Hartenstein, you could definitely sell me on that. But this dude Hartenstein has got a calf issue. Let's see if I can get this thing back up and running. Oh, there we go. Okay, maybe this light will be on in a little bit. Yeah, Francisco, that would be fun. I actually don't know, to be honest with you, because who else is like, I mean, we could definitely like look into it for sure. I think that's a really good question though, because who is like genuinely scaling their game up? Like DeAndre Ayton definitely can a little bit, and there's no Jackson Hayes too. No, I mean maybe they run a lot of post stuff through DeAndre Ayton, but it's also like maybe like Dalton Connect probably, honestly, Francisco. Dalton Connect's like a guy who can scale his game up and chuck threes and stuff like that. So, and hold up, is my camera like blurry? Have I been touching the lens? My camera looks like crap, dude. I gotta clean that. Damn. Do I have like a camera cleaner? I don't even know. I gotta get one. Bay is in. They don't have lines for him. Yeah. He's coming off the bench, isn't he? Or is he starting? Okay, he's starting. Yeah, I like it. I like it for sure. I'm on his PA. I don't really know. Dude, there's no way that's the line. There's actually no way that's the line. Hold up, dude. Hold up. I'm scrapping over to Bet365 right now. Dude, good call on like these dude, there's no way that is the line. Hold up. It is. Oh my gosh. Yep, I just played. Good shout, bro. Good shout. That's actually like a brutal line. Like what? He's gonna get roamed off of like crazy, bro. Great call. Holy shit, dude. Amazing call, bro. Yeah, for sure, Cleveland. I try to get to all the ones. I mean, sometimes like when the games like are actually about to start, like I definitely like try to like quick lock in and actually find and see if I can get any like official ads myself. But yeah, it gets like hectic sometimes, but no, definitely. And I appreciate all you guys like asking for like the questions too, because I mean they're what makes the show goes and stuff. And shout out to you on that Robert Williams find, dude. It was a super sharp look. And I'm a really, really big fan of that, Cleveland. Would Peyton Watson 25 PRA be solid with Jamal Murray in? Yeah, for sure. I don't know where you're getting a 25.5 PRA line, but like absolutely. Yeah, Caruso 2.5 threes attempted. I'm actually probably going to go play. What's Wallace at? 3.5. Dude, that's actually a terrible line. MX9 Cryptos, shoot me a DM on Twitter, and if this hits, I'll give you like something for free, bro, because this is an insane line. Yeah, great find, dude. Holy crap. Okay. Cool, fellas. So I mean, we got about 5 minutes left until tip. Obviously, I'm not gonna add anything now. Just a quick little recap. I did play Case and Wallace over 1.5 threes. This game must be on national television, right? Oh yeah, you are. My bad. Oh shit. But no, seriously. But DM me on Discord, MX9 Cryptos, okay? Because definitely, if Crusoe hits, I nuked it, so I'll definitely give you something for free. Larry, yes, I think it is, bro. Not gonna lie. I mean, guys, there's no Lou Dort. First of all, so if you go to like Caruso last game against the let's see. So Caruso head to head against the Spurs shot 12 threes, 2 threes, and 1 3. However, guys, like that OKC was lost in this game, and Caruso only played 20 minutes. They were leaving him like wide the hell open. I mean, dude, like, come on, bro. And FanDuel has him to like hit 2 threes at plus 118, right? I mean, like, and then like to shoot, like Caruso's like a 30% 3-point shooter. Like you better hope that. I mean, you're hoping for 5 threes if you want to like cash this 1.5 line, honestly, right? Especially at plus 118. So I think that's like an absurdly bad line, dude. Yeah. So MX9 Cryptos, like I said, DM me on Discord for giving me that shout out, dude. I mean, win or lose, bro. Like win or lose, genuinely, I probably would have him shooting like 6 threes here. So yeah. Yeah, great pull. Great pull there. Oh, sorry. Larry, you were asking about Tim Hardaway threes. Yeah, dude. I mean, what's the best number? Okay, so I like I said, I don't like laying juice on these threes really. But no, I mean, this is like such a good matchup. You do like without Jokic. Yeah, just like without Jokic, even I guess you could do like with Murray too. I mean, 8 threes attempted. No, this is a great find too. This is a really, really good find, Larry. I wonder what his attempts are at. If there's like a 6.5 attempt line for Tim, I might play this. You guys are coming in with the late sauce, dude. I appreciate it. Okay. Okay. Tim Hardaway threes attempted. They don't have it. Okay. Is there anyone else who I like to? Jalen Pickett's at 4.5 threes attempted, but Alex Caruso's at guys. Yeah, the bet 365, bro. So funny. Cool. Yeah. Holy crap. I just picked my ear. Dude, MX9 cryptos, you're actually such a beauty. I'm actually so excited to sweat this. Okay. All right. And hold up. I just want to quickly look at Caruso one last time, guys. So we're about to get into like the watch along stage. Of course, guys, in this watch along stage, it's only going to go for an hour. But I'm probably going to be tuned into the OKC stuff. How this stuff works is like, obviously, we're kind of just chilling and watching the games and stuff, just chatting it up in the chat. But we also, of course, are looking for some live edges. Like I said, I have a couple ones circled. It might even be like worth, I know I played Kaysen officially, but like, because I'm very confident at some point that he's going to get guarded by Wemby. But he's worth a live look. If you see any cross matching going on, if you see any like blitzing that's unexpected, like I said, I'm gonna watch this OKC game probably, or the Wolves. Dude, I want to watch the OKC game probably against the Spurs. But if you guys see any like live angles, of course, guys, make sure to share them, and we can just do them together and stuff, which is awesome. 4+3, yeah. If you have a dejuicer for sure. So I think the value's gone on Caruso. I do think this hits, to be honest. I do think he has the volume necessary to hit this line, but it's just kind of tough. I kind of have like a mental block just like seeing, this was like literally plus like 180 earlier. Someone, Francisco, got it at plus 200. So do I think it wins? Yes. But at the same time, it's like, like, I don't know. But yeah, 3-pointers attempted, man. I want to see because without Dort, he's definitely going to play 20 minutes here. If you do like 20 plus minutes, he's had, so not against Memphis. Let's do 20 plus minutes with Shea. Okay, 2 threes against the Suns, 2 against the Hawks, 12 against the Spurs, 6 against the Wolves, 3 against the Spurs, 0 against the Suns, who don't allow catch and shoot stuff. But guys, this is like such a matchup thing, right? Yeah. I mean, so let me just see the hit rate on this 2.5 threes regardless with 20 minutes in Shea. So 1, 2, 3. Let's check the misses. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so he's over an 8 out of 12 anyways. And yeah, this is just like such a good matchup. So yeah, fellas, this is going to be a lot of fun. A lot of fun. I'm excited. I'm really excited for that. Okay. Yeah, 4+. I don't even hate that. If you're getting like a crazy nice price, I mean, it's a great matchup. Okay, fellas, it's 8-10. So that's awesome. Let's see. Oh geez, I was about to pull that up on the stream. Is the Thunder Spurs game on national TV? Does anyone know? I have no clue if it is or not, but yeah, let's see. Okay. Yeah, by the way, guys, if you have any like questions about anything, or if you guys see anything, like I said, keep this going. I want to keep this chat going. I do want to announce something, and I hate like announcing stuff like this, because I just feel like when you announce stuff, you're like asking for it to like not come to fruition. But yeah, this game's on NBC Peacock, of course. But you guys know how I was complaining about like the Fantasy Lab stuff. I am currently working on something where it can be something similar to that, but it's like of my own that I own. I don't know, guys. I actually have a quick question for you. Do you guys does anyone in here have any like experience with coding or anything, or do we have any software engineers in here? I'm just like genuinely curious if any of you guys have experience doing that, because I have been getting very, very into. I've been getting like very. It's so much fun, guys. I have like so much fun doing that. But yeah, let me know if you guys have any experience doing that because I think that stuff is really intriguing. Yeah, so waiting for this game to start. Um, cool. Tommy Club. Quad code. Quad price. What's your yeah, that's what I'm doing too. Except well, it's I use Quad to like pretty much do it for me, but then I'm actually doing it through Python because a lot of the stuff I'm scraping is using like the MBA API. So it needs to like go through Python because like Claude can't scrape MBA.com and stuff. But Fly Price, what's your experience level at with Cloud Code, or what's your background story? Did you do that stuff in college and stuff? Oh, nice. Are you doing NBA projections, or like what type of sports do you do projections for? Because that's one thing I'm gonna get going. I am not an MLB guy. I'm gonna do MLB this year just because I want to keep my my YouTube channel going and growing and stuff. And oh, I cut out. Oh, geez. Oh, shoot. Yeah. Ben, let's see. Hold up. I actually got to quick finish up this question. But yeah, tell me about your novice. Yep. Tell me about like what type of projections you're trying to do, whether it's like NBA, MLB, NFL, stuff like that. Because I feel like NBA, um, I might maybe just like be trying to be too much of a perfectionist with NBA and stuff. But like I really with like I think there's like too much going on like for like NBA projections unless you have I think you need a team to like truly efficiently project out props and stuff like that. Like it would have to be a ton of hands-on work for stuff like that. But yeah, I'm actually curious about that. Um, oh, I did cut out. Okay, geez. Yeah. So guys, I've been grinding. I've really been using a lot of Claude to code, and it's technically called like vibe coding, right? Like I don't know what I'm doing like if you asked me to actually type the stuff in like a terminal or something, there's no way I'd know what I'm doing whatsoever. Oh wow, Stefan Castle early bucket. But yeah, basically, guys, I've been vibe coding a ton. I'm trying to build something similar to like the NBA on off, but incorporated into like a website of my own. So yeah, trying to do some stuff like that. Let's see what is Wemby doing? Okay, I don't know. Yeah, been grinding that, and I'm curious to know like where you guys are at with that. And then of course, like come MLB season, I already made like an MLB model once. It was with through Excel. It was very unautomated. I put way too much time into it. I had like no APIs like hooked up to anything. It was just like me on Excel needing to like literally save CSV files and import them into Excel. So it was just like an absolute crapshoot. Oh, fire, fire. I feel like that would be so yeah, nice, nice. WNBA, I feel like would be cool to do just because there's like not as many games and it's like a lot more certainty, I would think, with like injury reports and stuff. But yeah, no, that's cool. Fly Price, if you're ever interested in chopping up projections, anything coding related, my DMs are open on X, so make sure to hit me up there. Quad code and terminal novice. Yep. Bam so awkward. Finally broke out of a shooting slump. Yeah. Bam is such a weird player, bro. He's just like the definition of inconsistent and yeah. So super weird. Yeah, let me know. Let me know. Am I still cutting in and out, or am I sounding okay? Oh my gosh, Wemby, dude! You guys watching this OKC game? Dude, Wemby just like owns Chet. It's actually kind of hilarious. Okay, let's see. J-Dub, brick and middies. We love that. Nice. Mostly NBA player props. Made a notebook LLM and use that to import a lot of my idea. Cool. See, I don't even like. I'm such an obvious. I actually have no clue what you mean by notebook. Not gonna lie. Yeah, I can like show you guys how to use popcorn machine. Um, yeah, I can quick like show you guys how to like I'll quick pull it up right now. So I think the biggest edge for popcorn machine is like when rotations change and like it impacts usage, for example. So I'm just gonna click on this Hornets game, for example. There was like say you want to see who's on the court, right? And say like LaMelo all of a sudden got subbed out here, and Miles and Khan and Brandon stayed on the court or something, and then they all came off, and then LaMelo came back on. So little things like that are like a pretty big edge, like where you can gauge like usage increases and stuff like that. But basically, you just click on this. It's a good way to tell. Yeah, popcorn machine isn't a crazy edge. I guess when do I even like use stuff like this for? um, or if like you're trying to like find like you look at like Wemby's recent rotations, right? You could go back to like the Wolves games, like the game against the Wolves here, and look at Wemby's rotations, and then you try to like line up like you want to like line up a starter or someone, maybe a starter who plays at the start of the second quarter, which obviously is not Shea, right? Like Shea's not going to be in here. These are going to be the J-Dub minutes, right? Um, so you can like find when like players are on the court. And yeah, because we all know that, like, and obviously you could go back and look at OKC's rotation to find that, but that's just like something like Shea's a 12-minute first quarter guy, so that's like something that you can definitely gauge here. Yeah, Kaysen hit a three. Swear. Oh, dude, let's go. I missed it, dude. I mean, maybe I'm late on it because yeah, maybe I'm late on it because I was like looking at popcorn machine, but is that I see Kaysen's getting roamed off on Wemby on my screen right now. Like I said, I might be like really far behind. Shea just shot like some like bullshit midi, like break the hell out of it. Let's go, dude. That's it. That's awesome. Love to see that from Kaysen Wallace. Good stuff, man. That's the first time I've cut out. Okay, good. Yeah. Let me know. Is that are any let's see, and Larry, you said MLB. Larry, what do you like betting on in MLB? Are you pitchers, or are you like a sides and totals, or are you like a hitter prop guy? I'm actually curious, guys, on just like your overall MLB thoughts. Like, do you guys have? Oh, J Dub got a wide open layup. Damn it. um, do you guys have like favorite markets and stuff to bet on for MLB? Because like I said, I know what like stats and stuff matter for MLB. I've like bet on it for like months, a couple month increments, a few different years. But I'm really curious because I am going to do it this year. Just like what are like the best markets to bet on? I really like betting on players to get walked and players strikeouts, and obviously that's not like a widely available market, but like using DK and 365 before first pitch on those, I felt like I had like some okay success on. Um, Geez, J Dub. Oh, is that a goaltend? Damn. What is Wemby doing, bro? You got to stay near the court. Pitcher strikeouts are fun. Nice. Yeah, they are fun. I feel like those markets are really sharp, though. Honestly, though, like those are definitely like the toughest markets to beat. I would think, just in terms of like market efficiency, right? I mean, does that make sense to you guys? I don't know. Let's see. And then I'm curious. So say what markets you guys want to bet on, and then like unless you guys like are like professional bettors and don't want to give away your edge, like let me know what is your guys' edge that you think you guys have on those markets, and like what are like the data points that you find relevant on those markets. So I see like people saying strikeouts, hit runs and RBIs, strikeout ladders. Do I ever have a problem with limits? I'm almost. Yeah, so I'm not really a big better, right? I'm only betting like $100 units. Except for sometimes, right? If like on live bets, I'll bet more on. But like, yeah, I definitely struggle with limits on. Like, there's a reason why I don't bet certain like I can't bet assist props on FanDuel early. I can't bet or assist unders, 3-point unders. Um, but my Caesars account is good. My FanDuel account's good. Builders, I love Prop Builder. I'm a very big advocate that everyone should be using Prop Builders. I think those are great. So yeah, I mean, I'm not like really like trying to, but also like if I was trying to become a big better, then I definitely would, because I do bet early for a lot of the props. But yeah, like I'm limited on DK, MGM, and stuff like that. But yeah, add more funds for looking. Add more funds. Oh, cool, cool. That's interesting. I've never heard of that. of that site before, but that's no, that's definitely interesting. Look at Chet going at Cornet. Two pitchers just got caught gambling. Yeah, I peeped that, man. I peeped that. Hits, runs, and RBIs. Yeah, strikeouts are pretty efficient. That's what I would think too. Jaden McDaniels under 22 and a half. I'm not watching that game, so I couldn't tell you. I'm watching this OKC game, honestly. I think it's hopefully some pretty good hoops. Luke Cornet's out there scrapping. What teams are bad against? Okay, so you think that's an edge? It's against like, but and what you mean by pitches? You mean I'm guessing you mean like the strikeout pitches, like what teams like that the teams are actually striking out against. 2350. I hate when pitchers get pulled though. That's why I do pitchers rarely, and it's the pitchers who normally get pulled. Striking out a lot recently doesn't mean the pitcher pitching that day will get their strikeouts if their pitches aren't what that said team are struggling against. So you think like the big edge in strikeouts is like the closing pitch, like the whiff generating pitch, the pitch that teams are throwing, like whether it's like it's a curveball or whatever, the strikeout pitch. I'm probably sounding like an absolute idiot, but baseball pitches versus bad history means nothing. Yeah, I think that too. Just curious, guys, because I'm gonna need this help, and I know like this is an NBA stream. I'm sure some of you guys are like super like bored and stuff. um, but like, what's your thoughts on splits for hitters? Do you like obviously hitters against like lefties and righties is definitely an edge to an extent because I mean managers literally build lineups around that, right? But also, do you guys think that like home and road splits are relevant? Do you guys think that day and night splits are relevant? Because I played baseball my whole life. I played baseball for a year in college. I think that definitely day and night matters. I thought that like seeing the ball at night was like really really hard personally. But what do you guys think about like splits? Certain teams are bad against off speed or breaking the fastball. You have to kind of know what the hitters are struggling against. Yeah, 100%. So one thing that I want to incorporate in one of my MLB in my MLB models though is I don't I don't like doing like teams versus pitchers last 10, right? I like to like look at individual hitters and actually plug them into like a lineup, right? And then have like once that lineup is official, have it update, right? So that's kind of what I'm looking at too. I disagree with like the people who do that by entire team, right? You should be caring about who's actually in the lineup, right? What if like Joey Gallo is like supposed to be in or has been in the lineup and then he sits? Like that's like a huge difference, and that will probably get baked into the market pretty fast. But yeah, whiff. Okay, cool, nice. Okay. By the way, guys, is anyone? I'm only watching this OKC game. Nothing is really popping out to me. Um, quite yet on this OKC game. Do any of you guys see anything that's kind of popping up to you on this game or on any other games? If anyone's watching some other stuff, Keon Smith was such a bad under. It's okay, bro. I've made a million bad bets this year, and we'll make a million more bad bets. Can't be right on all of them. I mean, this is coming from a guy who literally, I think, who went on like a 15 unit downswing in a 2 week span. So yeah, I don't know, man. It's a like I said, that was just some weird shit with like the Lachlan Ulbrich and stuff. Oh, no, Bron. Okay, do we have Luca news yet? So Jeremy Grant's officially out. Um, where did you see no LeBron? J man, I think he's actually questionable here. I think that he's kind of actually. Uh, I think that he's eventually going to play. I could be wrong, but Wolves and Bucks. The Wolves defense is playing good. In my opinion, I don't put much into it because there's so many hitters that you have data on, and splits are more just yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, Jamie, that's a fair assessment to have too, right? What is Greek freak doing? Sometimes, not kidding. My boy Giannis is doing absolutely nothing. Also certain Parks favorite, yep, for sure. Caruso just smoked the hell out of a layup. Oh my gosh, it's hilarious. Certain parks, yep, for sure. I definitely noticed that too. I was using some of that data. Like T-Mobile Park is like super good for strikeouts, which is pretty weird, but yeah. Yeah. Let's see. I think night and day splits for pitchers have been one thing that's been hard for me to determine. I feel like it evens out. Yeah, Wiggins is scrapping. Royce over 2.5 is looking brutal. What happened on Royce? I don't even. What's going on in this Suns game? Oh wow, the Heat are scoring at will. I bet overs for the Heat are just looking really good. See what is Royce doing? No, he's gonna get it right, but it's hard to agree with someone. Okay, so but like when you guess like walks, like are you like looking for like someone to get intentionally walked? Is that kind of what you're looking for, or what's like the thought process behind that? Behind that? Yeah, Royce 0 for 2, just chucking up some bricks, just laying some bricks, chilling. Hey, Jay Will, guys, what are your thoughts on Jay Will as a player? I honestly like really like Jay Will. I think he's pretty fun. I think he's a great like teammate too. I'm always like a fan of like people who have like the intangibles to their game and stuff. Yeah, this is actually the Wolves defense being this good is so shocking. Not gonna lie. Dylan Harper just hit a three. Wow. Julius Randle playing good. Jaden McDaniels looking good. Cool. Giannis not doing jack shit. I bet Giannis is getting double that will, or they're playing zone, one of the two. They will. Is anyone watching the Wolves Bucks game? Someone let me know in the comments if anyone's watching Wolves Bucks because I'm pretty curious to how are the Timberwolves guarding Giannis? Are they just like doubling him at will, or what's going on there? Oh, that's at the free throw line. Oh, yeah. So I guess I don't know, guys. What's your guys' thoughts on? Do any of you guys use on-off data for NBA? Like, I'm just like curious. I'm trying to gauge like the gauge what you guys use, or what stats do you guys use, or what do you guys use besides Props Madness to research NBA? I'm actually pretty curious on that. I'm guessing you guys all have like underdog noties turned on and stuff like that. I don't like how Crusoe's not getting guarded by Cornet here. Honestly, kind of pissing me off. Letting Shea walk into middies. I haven't even no there. What's ready? What were the live Eagles? What's that Bulls Rockets game looking like? I feel like this would be better, not gonna lie. This like watch along stuff would be better for like the second halves of games. One thing though, guys, I'm trying to switch up about my about what I'm doing about my life, I guess, is I'm actually trying to just like get like way better sleep. Like sleep is so damn important. And I feel like I find myself way too often like up until like midnight, even like later sometimes, like watching like hoops and stuff. I'm trying to switch that up, so just to go to bed earlier. Jeez, dude, these both these teams are giving up a ton of the paint. Props man, this is really all you need. To, yeah, I agree. I agree, it really is. Yeah, stat muse is interesting for sure for a hot second. Not gonna lie. Stat muse was kind of like the shit. I was like whatever in use. It was like this team, this dude with this many minutes, this dude with versus this opponent, this center versus him. Yeah, stat muse was actually that was a big edge back in the day. Hard to pick my favorite prop, but in general, there's a ton of ways to find an edge if you're down to do the research. Like my biggest nuke last year was when Otani had his first start at Coors. What was that? What was that edge? Just like that he was gonna pitch bad because it was in Coors, or oh, you mean like with like the spin rate and stuff, right? That's like altitude affects spin rate, so strikeouts are always down there. Is that kind of what you're talking about, Larry? Jay McDaniels 2.5, good stuff. Yeah, dude, that 8.5 PA line that you found was actually like elite. You kind of had some heaters, dude. Cleveland, did you end up playing that? You end up playing that Robert Williams play? Yeah, dude, that would suck. That would actually suck. Not gonna lie, like the international folks who grind this are different breeds. And honestly, I feel like I'm pretty tight with Liam, obviously Osbets, and okay, sorry. But yeah, no, and like just like the fact, like I mean, Aussies like they can kind of you can kind of like wake up and start betting and stuff. But I feel like that would be such like a brutal way to start your day, dude. It's to like because I would just be like tempted to like watch hoops all day. And if you like if you like start your day off just like watching hoops, I feel like that's just like a terrible way to start your day, you know? Like I don't know. Bucks looking booty, I know. Yeah, they're probably a solid live bet, honestly. Like as a Wolves fan, we are not good without Rudy Gobert and stuff. So, dude, this is so what I'm really interested in doing. Miami for life. Honestly, if you want to DM me on X, I'd actually love to talk a lot about shot quality because I have a ton of questions about shot quality. I really don't want to, and I probably will eventually like invest in their membership, but or even their API key. But like, I guess Miami for what is this? Miami for life. Uh, what do you use shot quality for? Because I think shot quality is really interesting, and there's like a big gap in the market with like there's no expected points data whatsoever. There's expected points in everything, right? And it's a huge metric in football. Obviously, like it's pretty big in baseball too, right? I believe. But there's no like you think that, and there is, it exists, right? On shot quality and like all the teams have access to this, but you know how teams like can look at box scores and see like the final score based off of like expected, based off of field goal percentage and stuff. That would be such a good way to like judge your bets, to judge players who are doing positive regression. Is if there was like expected points. So I'm actually very interested in shot quality for sure. Yeah, I'm usually looking for when I think someone is going to potentially walk, but if the odds are good, I may also just go for it when they're looking shaky. Yeah, yeah, true. Like a pitcher's like losing composure. They're like they have a ball that just like is nowhere near the zone a couple times, and yeah, no, that makes complete sense. But it wasn't on Bovada, which is all I have besides DFS because I'm with Georgia, paired as PR with Jay McDaniels, PA. Nice, nice, nice. My best in bet in baseball is pitcher out, just finding great matchups and seeing how much the bullpen. Yep, that's definitely a good one for sure, for sure. Also, some pitchers tend to do bad with the next guy after giving up a dong, and sometimes like just like being rattled and stuff. Yeah, baseball is such like a mental game, so I could definitely see like finding edges that way. I think that's really good stuff. I'm watching the Spurs game, man. I'm trying to find like pick up on something and just like see how looks like OKC is playing zone right now, putting Fox in the middle of the zone. Lindy Waters, Keldon. Yeah, they're gonna give up a ton of catch and shoots. Oh, geez, if they just dropped it again. Really? So so fly price. So does shot quality just like judge by defender distance and stuff and like I don't know. I guess what goes into it is shot distance, maybe time on the shot clock. I don't know. What goes in you could get the same stats from the NBA API just a little longer together. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. Okay. No, that's interesting. And I guess yeah. No, that's interesting because I'm a believer, dude. Well, not even a believer. There's like, okay, good. Fournette's on Caruso. Pass it to him. Oh, shouldn't be dropping F bombs on here. I get too engaged with the betting. YouTube's gonna ban. um, no, that's super interesting because I might look into that, dude. Because like I said, with Claude, I mean, you can have Claude just like carry, like just like baby you into like genuinely, dude. If you guys like want to invest, it's like $100 a month, but you can have Claude like baby you into just like building whatever and stuff. It's really cool. I'll be honest, it first came out when it was submodel, didn't seem good accurate. I also don't think the quality by itself was enough good models. Yeah, for sure. No, for sure, for sure. Right. No, that's true. That's true. You're right there. Spin rate stuff. His stuff wasn't traveling close. Yep. And you can see spin rate stuff live on Baseball Savant, right? So I'm guessing were you like checking out Baseball Savant and you're like, oh, this dude's spin rate super low. And then see why are you leaving Jay Will open when you could be leaving Caruso open? Oh, okay. 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 Cool. Cool. Dude, NFL spreads are not the easiest thing to make money on. Cleveland, trust me, dude. Like NFL spreads might be like the toughest market to beat in the world in terms of betting. Like genuinely, because you got to think about it, Cleveland. They are what a Crusoe just do. He just hit a three. Nice. Okay, I'm like way behind. Cleveland, you got to think about it, dude. Like these, like there's so many on each side. Like each side of an NBA game, yeah, it's gonna have like the sides and totals are pretty hard to beat in general for all sports. But like NFL, when there's only 16 games a week, like these markets are like insanely efficient. So I actually strongly disagree with that. Cleveland. I think that they're probably the hardest. Okay, Caruso just hit three. Nice, dude. Nice. What do you do? Oh, a little step back off the bounce. Dang, let's go. That's not exactly how I thought Caruso would be getting his threes up, but shoot, I am not complaining. Dude, the Cleveland Beast. Uh, and I believe you. I believe you that you have made decent money out of this year, but I also would like to wager a lot of money that you'd be a long term loser, just because genuinely, dude, like 99.9% of people are going to be long term losers against NFL sides and totals. Like they are by far the sharpest market, I think. That's why I stick to props. I think props are just fun. I wish. I wonder how props. I don't know, guys. What's your guys' take on how props are gonna like turn out in the long run? Do you think they're just gonna keep on getting like bigger and bigger? Do you think that like some MPJ, not MPJ, Jonte, Terry Rozier stuff's gonna eventually wipe them out completely, and they're gonna go one way markets? Or what do you how do you guys see the long term implications of props? Because I don't know. I think people like love them. Like casuals love them. I mean, they're just like really fun. So do you think that like there's going to be so much liquidity in them nowadays that like limits might actually go up at some point? Or do you think it's more likely that the market is just going to be absolutely wiped out because of some like bullshit, like Terry Rozier, Chauncey Billups, whatever they got going on? I don't know. I really want you guys to take on that because I think it would like suck if props were to like eventually turn like one way. I mean, that would be terrible next year. Yeah, SGA is so tough. Yeah, let me know your guys' take on the future of props. I'm actually like very curious. I'm sure some of you guys are typing it up right now, but very interested to hear on what you guys got for that. Lindy Waters. Yeah, let me know in the comments below. End of the first quarter, cool. So we got a case in three. We got one Caruso 3-pointer attempted. That's cool stuff. I'm not hearing me complaining. Geez, the Wolves are putting belts on the Bucks. I think that's good for Giannis. I think that could maybe make him start going a little more try hard. So I just hope he's not in the game right now. To be honest with you. Like they haven't been getting killed. He's about to get subbed out. He has Giannis. Let's see. Like got fouled. Turned it over. Dude. If you know where the public money is at and where to put this, where the sharps have pushed the blind to. I mean, yeah, you can definitely like do some stuff, see where the sharps are on. But you're not going to win at a 70% rate. I think you'd be good to I mean you'd be really good to hit at what is it like 50 like 55 54% or whatever. Yeah, I've been on so many underdogs this year because the books give it away with the number most times. Let's see. I wonder if this is working. Yeah, like I said, and if any of you guys at any point in time see any angle to look at for live bet in NBA, like I said, I'm going to be live for probably about like 10 more minutes or so. Jeez, dude, the Wolves are killing the Bucks. Holy crap! No Rudy, no problem. Julius Randle, John Barron, J minutes are going good. I hope we don't lose two-way markets. It's going to be so ass being able to only bet on star player overs. Yeah, I mean, dude, here's the thing: if you lose two-way markets, you're going to lose a lot of people. I mean, you're going to lose like it would be terrible in the long term for the books because I mean, just like the overall amount of like money down would be terrible. I got a buddy named Tommaso in Italy, and Italy only has one-sided markets. I think it's actually that's like insane. It's on 365 too, which just like insanely is that feels like complete BS. I think it's terrible. PvP stats, yeah, PvP stats is a great site for numbers on exactly who his guys' assists are going to. For sure, no, I think that's awesome. No, I think that's awesome, Larry. Yeah, PvP is a great source, like 100%. I'm a big fan of PvP. I think they're awesome. Oh wow, JD Davidson is getting an early rotation in for the Rockets. That's like super surprising. Checked in before Reed Shepard. Damn, JD Davidson, dude. Wemby, Wemby just takes to that chat every time, man. It's crazy. I'd hate doubling down on any player, but Giannis overs seems good. Yeah, I agree. I'm personally not going to double down, but I do agree. Giannis definitely, when his team is okay, for three. Damn. I know someone in the chat would have said bang if you would have hit, so I knew that. I knew it wasn't going to hit. Uh, Someone would have already spoiled it because I'm watching from way behind. No, yeah, I agree. I do like it in terms of like the script, right? Giannis just like coming from behind. Wolves, we definitely have a tendency to like take our foot off the gas too. Like we definitely play with our food. We rarely win by margin, and I definitely don't really envision us winning by margin in a game that straight up miss. Let's go. Um, in a game that we don't have Gobert and Anton. I will say, guys, something as an Ant fan, I'm like Ant's biggest fan, but I will say, genuinely, like our net rating difference is we're actually like a better team with Ant off the court slightly, which is pretty weird. But like genuinely, like Ant's kind of like a ceiling player, right? He raises your ceiling a ton, but he'll also like have like really bad off ball defense moments. He'll sometimes just get too like ISO heavy and stuff. So like in general, like a good rule of thumb is like if Ant misses a game, we'll typically if it's against like a inferior team, we typically actually play really good against them. So that's just like a little something for thoughts. Check going at Wemby. Oh, we drew a foul. Nice. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I would think that is Giannis getting doubled like crazy though. I mean, he gets doubled like crazy every single time. Yeah, PvP is a great site. Honestly, I actually probably should be playing around. Do they have an API PvP fly price? Let me know if they have an API because I might actually try something with with their stuff. Also, like I might just be saying API out of context, like acting like I'm a big like coding bro. Chat, no, Jason, AJ wide open three. Oh wow, AJ Mitchell's an awesome player, guys. I really hope that one day AJ Mitchell's a Minnesota Timberwolf. I think he'd be an awesome point guard next to Ant. Yeah, that's not surprising, man. Yep. The only team in the league that I will say though, dude, like pretty much every team is like gonna double Giannis to an extent. It's just kind of like when Giannis says like screw it, dude, like I'm taking over. It also probably doesn't help that like the Wolves are just scoring every possession, like Giannis against like a set defense is, limited to an extent. Or just he's like way better like when they're not set. Not saying he's like limited. Like just it's almost disrespectful to be honest. Stephon Castle. What I really like about a Caruso 3-point attempt look is that he made the first, so he should be more willing to shoot the second. I don't know. Have you guys ever bet on like I mean I do it all the time, and if you guys tell me ever, you guys know that like when you take like non-shooters and they kind of like miss like the first couple threes, they kind of just like start like cutting to the basket when they're wide open and like do goofy stuff like that. Let's see. Oh, Wemby's on AJ Mitchell. Come on, Wemby. Dude, I've seen Jalen Williams get three. I'm on Jalen Williams unders. I've seen Jalen Williams get three at the rim layups in the Wemby minutes, dude. This is about to piss me off. Come on, bro. Chat, step back midi over Wemby. Oh, okay, cool, cool. Nice, cool. All right, fellas. Let me quick see if there's anything. So like I said, one betting angle that doesn't necessarily look like it's going to come to fruition here. But I do really like. And what is the Kobe doing? They're trying stuff out. Yeah, one live betting angle, guys. If Houston does ever go on a run here, I'm definitely interested in like Jalen Smith stuff because, like I said, I do. I mean, he's playing huge minutes regardless. But he's definitely going to play some garbage time. Same with like Patrick Williams. Patrick Williams could be someone who's slightly intriguing. He seems like he's surely going to get garbage time. So keep that in mind for Bull stuff. Not saying it definitely doesn't look like it's going to be a blowout or anything. And none of these games, I guess Timberwolves Bucks does, but I kind of doubt that that's going to end up being a blowout. Giannis is starting to do some stuff. Cool, dude. Nice Greek freak. Johan J has played 11 minutes and is a plus 19, dude. Oh, you gotta love to see that, dude. I'm gonna go back and watch this Wolves game in a little bit, and I'm just like super pumped up. Damn, I should have taken that Randall threes look. I actually really like that one. He's already to shot 5. Damn. Yeah, Giannis isn't looking too hot, fellas. I can't lie. Giannis just shoot a three. That's how you know it's getting bad, dude. When Giannis starts to shoot threes, that's how you know it's getting bad. Unless the Bucks can make some sort of comeback, that Giannis bet's probably pretty cooked. Yeah, yeah, for sure. Okay, fellas. Well, I've been live for about an hour and 50 minutes. I think I'm going to quick wrap it up. Your boys kind of got to use the bathroom. Um, let's hope. Let's hope, man. Let's hope. But seriously, guys, I do appreciate all you guys for tuning in. Like I said, if you guys haven't already, make sure to drop a like and just sub to the channel on your way out if you haven't already. But yeah, seriously, appreciate you guys being active in the chat. Just really a blessing, and it makes these streams like 10 times better. So really, really do appreciate it. And yeah, be live tomorrow at 6 p.m. just like for a normal stream, and then next Thursday, I actually want to quick check to see NBA schedule and actually for next Thursday and see what we got. Okay, so we got a decent looking slate next Thursday too, so that should be pretty fun for the watch along. And we got a game at 2 p.m. for whatever reason. It's weird. Um, Looks like LeBron and Luka are still game time decisions. Rui's limited to 18 minutes. Yeah, like I said, guys, if for this Lakers game tonight, if you're looking for an over, that could be pretty intriguing. I think that Dalton Connect is the guy I want. Get 15.5 for the Bucks for plus money right now. Yeah, I don't know. I think that the Wolves probably are going to eventually fold. I would think, but yeah. No, Larry, I appreciate you too, man. Fun chopping it up with you. Appreciate you, ES Gooner. And yeah, appreciate all you guys. So yeah, like I said, guys, we'll be live tomorrow and then Thursday again for the watch along. Once again, thank you guys for tuning in. I will catch you guys next time.